Hello, I'm Luxarkana, and today I built an oasis springs again for my Japanese-ish save file. I decided that I wanted to use terrain manipulation for this build. I'm not doing that often, I feel like, mainly because when you actually play in houses that have terrain manipulation, your camera goes kind of weird, and all in all, it does some weird things. But then again, we now have ponds that work really well with the terrain manipulation, and they just look so good. So I was kind of torn, and I thought this is going to be a mini mansion anyway, so why not use terrain manipulation for once? So yeah, that's what I did here. Manipulated terrain, having like a split home and everything, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm happy with it. For this house, my idea was that the sim I originally wanted to build a starter home for, she doesn't deserve a starter home. She deserves better. She wants to be really rich, and I thought, why not start her out as being already quite wealthy, Like not having to do a hardcore rags to riches with her, just a regular rags to riches, maybe even a kind of easier one, So that was kind of my idea for her. For this build, and yeah, I'm happy how it turned out. It only has one bedroom, but it has so much space you can easily fit like 3 more in here. It even hasn't got them onsen. I managed to fit an onsen into this, and I don't know how, but hey. Also, I did layer some windows. Sometimes they do kind of glitch out. If you dislike that, you can just delete them once the save file is out. I will probably put that in the description of the build too in the end, so don't worry about that. Also, this one does use a hot tub, and it doesn't look terrible because I put it onto the roof. Yay! So yeah, what else there to say about this build? Building this was really chill. It was really nice. I built it on my own and not live, so that's that. I built most of my things not live, but I've been thinking about starting to do that a little bit more, especially since today I'm probably going to finish one of my kind of Twitch series, I would say, because today Silberdrache and I will finally fight the Ender Dragon. I'm really excited for it, and I kind of can't wait. I don't know if you can hear like my already excitement in my voice, but I just want it to be like evening already, so we can fight the Ender Dragon. You have no idea how long we've been waiting for that. Like getting to the Nether was so insane. We were trying to just get a fortress, and we found 2 bastions before we found the fortress. And once we found the fortress, it was thanks to a glitch, because Silberdrache's game completely glitched out, and he was technically, not playing, but playing. So he could basically run through the Nether without getting hurt, damaged, or anything. So that's what he did. And while doing that, he found out that apparently the fortress was about 200 blocks from us away, which is not that much. And it was like, really? We've been looking for this thing forever, and it was like right there the entire time. So yeah, I hope your day's been going better than that. In this build, I did also discover quite a funny glitch. When you see the balcony up there with the rounded pieces of the roof, there's kind of an interesting wall glitch going on there. I think you can probably make use of this in some other cool ways. I just kept it there because I thought it really connected nicely with the fence, so yeah. And yeah, as usual, this is basically the same building style that I always do for the modern houses in Oasis Springs, but this one I feel like is kind of different. The other ones were like more tame in the modernness, I feel like. This one's just straight up modern nightmare, I feel like. And although I didn't really have like any troubles building this, I do feel like it was kind of different building this, especially since I had to wing a lot of the things here. Usually I take a reference picture and I just try to do most of it as accurate as possible, and then just basically wing the other side of the build, which usually works out pretty well. This time almost everything of this was just winging it, and my inspiration was literally just like the back door and that little area like down there that was, coming out of basically the terrain. Like that was my inspiration, and everything else was just completely made up, and that was very different. Like everything else, including landscaping and everything. It did feel very different, but I'm not sure if it actually gives up that look, because that part do be quite a big part of the build, because it's not like the most giant mansion ever, but still. For me, it really felt like I had to wing a lot more in this build than usual. Also, I'm pretty pissed that we don't have like the terrain paint that's literally next to this house in the planter box. I always thought, yeah, we have that. It's not terrain paint, but it's like a floor type. No, we don't. We just don't. I always thought we had it, but no. It's a completely different color. And I'm an idiot. I wish we had that. That would have been like the like, it would have made the build like another tier better, It's annoying. It's annoying. But yeah, I did use Kate Emerald's trick of using this one grass bush here, but more because the normal grass didn't work on the slope, as you've seen before. Even trying to tool it looked really, really weird. So I decided to just put this bush here in different sizes, and I think that turned out kind of nice. I later also put, flowers and all that stuff there, so it doesn't look like there's only grass there, and together with the terrain paint, I think this does look kind of nice. And I'm happy about how the landscaping in the end turns out, although I did use a lot of stones, and I'm not quite sure how that will affect the game. That's why I did not put, fountains into it, like the little fountains that you can make waterfalls with it, although that was my intention at first. Because I really, really wanted to have a cool waterfall in the front. That's why I raised the terrain like that and everything. But in the end, I decided, since this build is base game and Snowy Escape only again, and the waterfall that I wanted to use is from Island Living, I decided not to do this for, the base game and Snowy Escape only save file, but I'm going to do this for the all pack save file. So in the all pack save file, you will indeed have a waterfall in this build. If you think your PC can handle that many fountains, I would be up to make like a second version of this and just put it on the gallery with all the fountains. But during gameplay, you can often experience lag with these, so I try not to put too many into, builds for the save file, because I really want people to be able to actually play with it, So that's why there's, no fountains in this one. But yeah, if you would like to have a version with fountains, I'm up to make one. Just saying. I'm also up to make one where I just put the Island Living waterfall where it's supposed to be and put that on the gallery later when the save file is out. So if you have Island Living, Snowy Escape and the base game, you can get that build instead. And yeah, now you can see that I'm building on the area that I would place the waterfall in if I had one. I tried to use just the base game rocks and the ones that are used around the world in Oasis Springs, because, I think it looks best together with the terrain paint. It definitely looks better than, any other rock. So that was kind of my idea behind that one. Also, if you noticed, this was also the lot that I built the Oasis Springs on, which is like, a pool. And I originally actually thought I might include the Oasis Springs in this lot for the save file, but I reconsidered. And I think I want to put it like next door and not on this specific lot, and, build an own pool for it. Because while I really like the Oasis Springs as like a gameplay pool lot that you can visit, I also think that it's not good for the Japanese-ish save file, because I kind of think that the pool also should be more onsen-y maybe, and I kind of want to, basically redo it and make it even better, Sometimes I do be like that I'm like, nah, I'm not including this, I'm making it better. And other times I'm like, oh, whatever, it's a starter home. But that mentality is stupid, I feel like, and I'm glad when I have the other one, But I guess that's just something that everyone's dealing with all the time, so I guess that's that. For the outside, that's mostly it. Landscaping wise, I just put some table down there and also a little shrine. So if your Sims decide to be religious, they can, be religious. And if they don't want to be religious, at least you can put their graves like next to the shrine, and that will look kind of cute. And you don't have to like make your own graveyards if you decide to play like Legacy in this house, which would be realistic because it do be quite a big house, and the sim that you would start out with in the save file would probably end up with someone at some point, because you're basically trying a rags to riches here, and you would probably start a scenario here too, like the 1 million simoleon scenario would be perfect for this one. So doing that over multiple generations, I think, is completely possible. Thus, I think that, a place to mourn is kind of important too. And I kind of feel like I should include that in more houses. Maybe not starter homes, because, it do cost money. But then again, maybe I should at least put a budget version in, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm not sure. Also, as usual, 4 differently colored trash cans. Recycle, people. And upstairs now you can see where I decided to put the anniversary hot tub. I think it turned out pretty cool where it is. I think the roof of the hot tub kind of matches like the vibe around the house and stuff, so I'm pretty happy with that one. And now I'm doing the floor plan. And for the floor plan, my plan was to basically put the kitchen downstairs and also the onsen. So like when you get out of the onsen after you took your warm shower and everything, or your cold shower, whatever you prefer in that case, you can immediately go into the kitchen, make yourself, I don't know, a smoothie or something, and then go outside and just chillax in the sun. Also, the stones are clipping in on purpose, because if you could see, the onsen object that I use has like this little waterfall, and now it looks like the waterfall is actually coming out of the stone, and I think that's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that one. From the outside, I tried to hide the like wards with the stones too, because now that like the downstairs is a little bit bigger than the upstairs, it looked a little weird, so I just put more stones. Just like Jessie said, like Plumbella, if you have a problem with landscaping, just throw stones at it. I think she said in one of her Sims 3 videos, but I think it also totally matches for the Sims 4. Just throw stones at it and it works for some reason. And yeah, the bathroom, I used a lot of the Snowy Escape stuff, because I just really like the Snowy Escape stuff for bathrooms, especially the wallpaper. I think it's incredibly cute, and I cannot understand how not every bathroom I make has this wallpaper, because I just love it so much. And I just love it, like the mountains, the cats, everything about it. It's just beautiful. And yeah, now the other room is going to be the kitchen. I wanted to keep the whole house a little bit more red themed, because the sim that I'm building it for likes the color red. So I thought it would make sense to do that. I put a bunch of cabinets here, so your sim would theoretically have a lot of space to put their kitchen stuff, because that's what I feel like I'm always lacking in real life, so I'm overcompensating in the Sims, of course, as always. And yeah, just putting some clutter items, putting some luxury items, and that's basically the kitchen. Also, it does have like a little dining table inside and one outside, because despite popular belief, it do be able to rain in Oasis Springs, so you can't always dine out, unfortunately. Like, not the packed dine out, just dining outside. And yeah, upstairs I put her bedroom, and from her bedroom you can like immediately go into a big bathroom, and from the big bathroom you can then go into the main hallway. And I also made like a little entrance way from the backyard, so when you go into the backyard you can like put your house shoes away and maybe grab a coat in case it's raining outside and stuff like that. And yeah, that was my idea for that part of the house. And then I also did 2 living rooms for this one and 1 home gym. Why? Because I had the space and I only needed 1 bedroom. But then again, if you would play in this house, you would probably at some point need more than 1 bedroom. So I think this turned out pretty well for that reason. any other than that, I have some news on the scenario idea that I talked about in the last speed build, because I think I definitely want to continue my normal legacy challenge, but I think I want to do something a little bit different. I would like to do scenarios as like a curse. So every generation gets cursed with a scenario that they have to do, that they have to complete, and once it's completed, they either have to do it like over and over again, keep doing it, or if that's not possible, they just basically have to, not bother the next generation that would then have to deal with the next curse. So for example, if I would choose the get 1,000,000 simoleons curse, they would have to get 1,000,000 simoleons and then keep earning as much money as they can until they die. And if they, for example, get the 3 toddlers at the same time curse, they have to have 3 toddlers at the same time at least once, maybe even twice, because I think you can have, you have 8 sims in your household, then if you have like 2 parents, you can have 6 toddlers. Yeah, I would probably do it like that. And then, going forward and stuff like that, doing probably all the scenarios like that. And I think it would be a really cool idea, because it would definitely be very chaotic, because that's what I've been trying off camera, and wow, I've had some of the most chaotic gameplay ever. And I really, really want to do like a real gameplay with that. But yeah, as you can see, this is the last room of the house, and then I'm done with this build. I hope you enjoyed it. I put some screenshots at the end, and I was planning on building a little bit more on stream in the Japanese-ish save file. So if you're interested in seeing how I make these builds live, and if you would like to give me feedback live, you can visit me on Twitch. It's the same ID as my gallery ID, and I always put it at the end of my videos, so you can just stop there and copy paste it if you need to. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the build. Once the Japanese-ish save file is out, you too will be able to play in it. So yeah, I guess I see you in whichever video, stream, or whatever you will watch next. Bye!